So welcome back finally to another episode of Coach's Corner with Raiders 2 coach Mark Saunders. Mark, it's been about a month since we last spoke. A little bit of a tough run in between, but picked up over the past couple of weekends with a couple of good results.
It's what happens when we got injuries, right? Across both teams, you go to games and you feel like you're selling yourself short, but when you're down 6, 7, 8, 9 guys, I think was the top of where we were at 9 guys out across our team, and then obviously our guys feeding up into the Raiders as well with their injuries. It's tough. You go to the games and you try and you do what you can, and yeah, it's difficult. But then obviously we came back 2 weeks ago and we're starting to look a little bit more like the team we signed in the summer, and you can see some of the performances we're starting to put in, right? The Solent game here was a very good game by us. We needed that as a bounce back. Milton Keynes away, we took a big team to that one. A lot of development opportunities there. So yeah, it's been ups and downs, but we're very much on the upward slope of it now, I think.
We'll start with Sunday and work our way backwards, because I think the key issues you're talking about the losses. You've only scored 1 goal in those games. Goal scoring seemed to be one of the biggest difficulties. You actually put 10 past Milton Keynes. Fine. 5 the other way. But I suppose to get a few new guys getting on the score sheet, that must be a big, a long last.
We know we've got a lot of talent in the dressing room. It can be tough when the puck's not going in for you. You can squeeze the stick a little bit too hard. You can try and overthink things. Maybe try and move the puck a little bit when you should be shooting it. And that's just the ebbs and the flows of what a season will do to you and will do for you and against you, right? And as a group in there, it's not just leaning on me, it's leaning on each other to help each other out, move forward successfully and try and help each other out of these kind of mini slumps that you end in sometimes. So there was a rough patch in there. We ended up with a couple of bad games, and I think over 3 or 4 games we've scored about a handful of goals. But like I said, the injuries and the defensive work that we've done over the last couple of weeks has been a huge plus for us. So hopefully we should see the goals against coming down and the goals for going up. So that's the way we like it.
With the game here against the Solent, the home game, you on the 3-2. It was a very tight game. They put a lot of pressure on, a lot of shots going in. You held firm. In my view, it seemed like that game was heading to one of 2 ways towards the end, either a late Solent winner or overtime. You guys found the winner late. That must have been a big boost to not have to deal with it in overtime.
Yeah, I think in those moments towards the end of the game, you kind of feel and your gut gives you a reading on where you think it's going. I'll be honest, I thought it was going to overtime. I thought we would end up in a bit of a stalemate there, but we shoot pucks on net, we get traffic in front, and that's what happens. So, yeah, I think that's one of the best games from 2 teams coming here throughout the season. The Slough game you go back to, that was a very good game. Quick, low scoring, 2 good net-minded performances, and that's what the Solent game was here as well. It's just a shame that obviously in the bounce back fixture on Saturday we couldn't quite acquit ourselves exactly how we did here. We got a bit sideways on ourselves in the second period. You have to play so differently down there, which is hard to take on, but everyone has to go there and we have to apply ourselves. So we get another chance down there. We'll see if we can make that a little bit more different.
Yeah, that game on Saturday did certainly seem like a case of utilising the home ice advantage, especially with, we were touching it, the lack of difficulty in judging the offside lines. The 2-man system was a strange one. It seemed like you needed a couple of linesmen in there as well. But ultimately getting the result on Sunday. It's a big bounce back after the disappointment from that. And it wasn't easy on Saturday either, was it? You had the 18s playing in Swindon in the afternoon and having to rush down almost in full kit. You only had 1 goalie who was playing in the 18s game, having to come in and onto that ice without any warm-up.
Yeah, I asked Nick in the week if he'd ever played there before, and he said it under 12s. So, bit of a shock. Everyone's got a bit taller by the time you get to this kind of level. But yeah, the 18s are in Swindon. Have to dart straight across and get down. Obviously like to say thanks to Alex Murray and the Solent group down there for helping us push back the face-off, which they did. I said it on the night down there, but it's kind of everybody's out there for your own wins and points. But at the end of the day, the game can't go ahead without teams helping each other out. So it's appreciated. So and end up getting the 2 points on us anyway. So, I think that's the favour kind of paid back there.
So just a quick look ahead then this weekend, another 2 games for you, probably the most important one. Saturday here against Invicta. The last time they came here was another one of those disappointing performances. They just controlled the game from start to finish. You're going to have, hopefully, a majority of a full squad with that Nationals Raiders game this weekend. So certainly a good chance to show that you can beat them and put another good home ice performance in.
Yeah, I don't think I could have said it much better myself there, to be honest with you. Kind of given a synopsis on everything we would want to go and do ahead of getting into the X's and O's, which we've obviously done tonight at training, set up to play against that team. They're a good team, and they're in it to win silverware and stuff. And if we can come to the games ready to go with the teams that we have, with the players we have, and the team we signed at the beginning of the season, I've said it many times, we can beat anybody. We can take a good run at anyone here. That kind of 8-3 or whatever it was is ever present in there when you come back to play a team, and we owe them a performance, right? So it's acquitting ourselves at the task at hand and making sure we put in a good performance on Saturday in the London Cup. And then obviously we've got a tough place to go and a team that's really started clicking of late.
Oxford, they run Streatham close on Saturday on home ice and beating Victor away on Sunday. So they're finding some close games. And
beat Solent as well of late. So that's what you want. Is you want a tight league. You want to know from a coach's standpoint that if your team performs, then you can take a run at any team in the league. And on the other side of that it's kind of our job as coaches to manage the fact that if the guys are getting a bit sideways, if it's getting a little bit too kind of easy, if I could ever dare say that we kind of keep the guys back on task and just know that the season will serve you up if you don't come to play. And we felt that already. We're 15 games in all competitions, 17 games in-ish. So we're starting to see what we are as a team. And holding the dressing room to account in there is obviously my job, but the boys are doing a really good job of keeping it level in there. So I'm looking forward to the next few games. And then obviously Christmas is blink and Christmas is around the corner and we get a couple of weeks off. So yeah, glad to have everybody back. Glad to have some tough games coming up. We'll see where we are. Bristol here, weekend after next. In a couple of games before Christmas, so we'll see where we are.
It's going to be my final question. It's a very quiet run in December, just a couple of away games, I believe. So next couple of weekends, your last couple of home games of the calendar year, and certainly sort of setting yourself up, I guess, nicely for that break and coming into the new year with some momentum again.
Yeah, if you haven't been to see us yet, and the Raiders don't play on Saturday, from what I understand, come down and have a watch. Yeah, Invicta, Romford derbies are nothing short of full of fireworks, shall we say. Goals, the rough stuff every now and again. Obviously, we hope not too much of that. We want to, they're two fast-paced scoring teams, and they'll take a good hard run at each other and see where we are on Saturday night. So hopefully it'll be a good fast-flowing game of hockey, and we'll see where we are post 60 minutes. London Cup, get that one done and dusted, and then take another good hard run at Oxford, who ran us close here. So. Yeah, like I said, no let-ups, no easy games here, so we need to make sure we're on task every night.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Mark, and looking forward to hopefully a good game on Saturday. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.